What's up, guys? It's me, Derp Wigglies, coming at you with another video. This one's actually going to be about Dark and Darker, which I know I just said I was going to kind of move away from, but I think this is important because I still care about this game. And I care about Iron Mace as a studio. I really respect them and hate to see what's happening. So this is my attempt at sending a message directly to SDF and Terrance. Today's video is sponsored by Fume. This is a little device that helps you break bad habits. I recently went into partnership with Fume because they saw me and my bad habits on display in videos that were going out to thousands of people. So they reached out and offered to partner with me. And after looking into their company and looking into their product, which was something I'd been curious about for a while, I accepted. So this is our first sponsor and our only sponsor right now. And I am very appreciative of them and what they have done because not only has it personally helped me, but it's going to help the channel and it's going to help the creation of my new video game studio and the development of a video game. So any proceeds I get from their sponsorship are going directly into either this channel or the foundation of my video game studio and development of a video game, our first video game, Shadows Below. So thank you to Fume. It's basically a flavored air device. What you have is you have a core. So this core contains basically just essential oils and flavorings that you put into a tube that allows airflow, and it has a little cap to where you can twist it and adjust the amount of air coming in. And it replaces that oral habit and oral fixation that a lot of people get from some bad habits. It also acts as like a fidget toy with a very satisfying click. It's very heavy, so you could kind of spin it around. But yeah, they offered this to me. They did give it to me for free, and it came with a bunch of flavors. So far, my favorite flavors are the mint, the maple black pepper, and the citrus flavors. Um, so if you have any bad habits that you're trying to break, and you are serious about breaking them, especially if they have any kind of oral component, like that, this is a huge game changer. For it completely changed. Like, I accidentally stopped doing several bad habits because of this. I didn't think it was going to work, and it surprised me. And now I am a firm believer in this product and stand behind what they are trying to do. It's personally helped me, and it's helped a few other people that I know, and I can completely stand behind this. So if you're trying to drop some bad habits, or just want a really decent fidget spinner that makes your air taste better and helps you remember to breathe, like take a break and just breathe for a second, it helps. And it's helped me with more than just breaking my habits. If I'm ever getting nervous or anxious and I'm forgetting to take deep breaths, this is actually, I pick this up instead of what I was picking up, and it actually just reminds me to take a step back, take a breath, and look at what's actually going on. So thank you to Fume for sponsoring this video. You guys rule, and thank you to everybody watching. If you want to get your own Fume, then go to tryfume.com/derpwigglies, and I'll have a link down below. It's an affiliate link, and I earn about 10% off of every purchase. That 10% goes directly to funding this channel and the studio and the game. So if you like what we're doing over there and you have a habit to break, go grab this. I can't swear by this enough. So yeah, thank you guys, and back to the video. And this is going to be a little bit rough. And kind of more about business and some business insights into game development. As some people know, I am forming my own studio, so I'm kind of going through some similar things. Um, I've also worked in and around marketing and PR and stuff for um, several years, and I have helped out with networking and stuff, like person to person networking within video games. So I do have a little bit of experience in this, and I just want to do my part to try to help, because if we're not helping, then we're hurting, right? Brings them to success, or support them and play their game and reverse our review bombs and stuff like that. We need to start doing that and helping them. Otherwise, the reality is that this game's going to die, and a lot of people like me still love it, regardless of the state it's in, and have faith in Iron Mace. I know a lot of people are losing that faith and are losing their enjoyment of the game because of the community, or because of these constant flip flops and no consistency, which is all completely understandable. But if you're losing faith in the game, it's okay to be pissed. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to move on. What I think we're having a hard time with is the community kind of cannibalizing itself, and that is the fault in that doesn't even lie on the community. That lies directly with Iron Mace. So the fault of that is on Iron Mace. But the point of this video is a message directly to Terrance and SDF, and that is very quick and clear. Please take a step back from communicating changes with your players and relay everything through a community manager that can translate it to be clear, concise, and direct. It's that simple. We need leadership at the community management and communication levels. Whoever's in charge of your public relations and your community management simply isn't doing a good enough job at communicating that to your Western fan base, which is your most predominant fan base. So whoever's in charge of there's three people that might be in charge of this, and that's marketing, community management, or public relations. Those people are not doing their jobs effectively, and it might not even be their fault. They might not have the authority or power to do that, or they're getting fed bad information, which is then undermined by SDF and Terrance. So that responsibility ultimately lands with SDF and Terrance, because they're essentially the two owners of this business. And that's what this is. It's a business. This is no longer, I mean, it's a game development studio and they're making a piece of artwork, but it is also a business, and it has to be treated like one or it will fail. Unfortunately for video games, once you start profiting off of them and trying to give them commercial appeal, and you're trying to sell them for a decent rate and profit and grow a business, once you're trying to grow the business off of your artwork, then it becomes a business. The art becomes a business, and you have to treat it like that. If you don't, or you're bound for failure and everybody loses. You have to be clear, concise, and direct with your largest fan base, and that is a Western fan base. So please do whatever you can to replace and remove yourselves from those jobs. You don't need to be doing PR or community management or marketing. You're obviously terrible at them, and you need to get out of your own way. You should not be the ones managing this stuff. You can't be. It's hurting your business. You guys just lost. You guys went into almost negative reviews on Steam and lost about 7,000 players over the course of a week, which was like basically half of your player base, because of your terrible communication with your customers, which is exactly what we all are now. We're paying customers, and we deserve to be treated like that, like we are, like we've paid for a service, and we are continuing to pay for a service. Otherwise, your game's going to get shut down. So SDF specifically, this is to you, from one business owner to another. You've already made it, dude. It's time to start offloading your responsibilities to other employees and limit your involvement outside of high level functions. You're the creative director, so direct. Don't overextend yourself. You don't have to do anything more. You don't have to do everything anymore. All of your hard work you've done up to this point has earned you the opportunity to manage the direction of the game and oversee teams of people without having to be so hands on. You offload the stuff you're not good at to people who are experts, the people that you hired and are paying to do these jobs. Then you keep doing this until you are essentially out of a job yourself, so that you can focus on the high level tasks of your company and the high level direction of your game. The number one most important thing for SDF to be doing, is working out the high level vision of the game. What does this game look at 1.0? What does this game look at 2.0? That's the entirety of SDF's job. He has accomplished what he needs to accomplish and attained the dream of every single person who plays video games that wants to develop their own game. Everybody can be an idea man, but very few people actually get paid to do that and can do it successfully. That's the entire purpose of hiring people, to do the jobs you're bad at or don't want to do, so you can operate more efficiently at the highest level, which is creating good ideas that people will actually pay for. Otherwise, you're just robbing these employees that you are paying of valuable work experience and creative freedom, which directly undermines your game. It is not good for you, it is not good for players, and it directly undermines your employees themselves. So you're screwing over your employees, you're screwing over yourself, and you're screwing over your consumers by not letting the people you're hiring to do these jobs to do their own jobs at a high level. You have to give them the opportunity to do that. Otherwise, you're going to fail every single time. So, with that said, it's time to take a step back and focus on the overall vision and direction of your game, no matter what that may be. Let other people do their jobs, starting with your PR and marketing team, your PR marketing and your community management teams. Tell them your vision and make sure they are relaying it clearly and directly to your players as often as possible. If that vision changes, relay that to those people, who then relay that to players as soon as possible. Of course, that's after you've confirmed and confirm these changes with your design and DevOps teams. You don't want to pass things through without being confirmed with the people who are actually building out the systems, which should no longer be you at this point. Terrance, you have a much more difficult job. Your job as a C-level manager and probably partial owner of this company is to make sure SDF is kept in his lane and that he operates smoothly. He is essentially the artist for this business that is creating the product that you're selling. You have to do everything in your power to make sure that he doesn't screw it up or get in his own way. You're the dude who makes sure all of the team leads, including SDF, are effectively managing their individual teams and that the vision SDF has created for the game is properly relayed to potential and existing customers. That's your entire job. It's to make sure that the studio is profitable, which means bringing in more players. If you're not successful at this job, then you're all going to be out of a job very soon. So you have to focus on that and start by making sure your community managers, PR, your PR team, and your marketing team are doing their jobs effectively. At this time, they are absolutely failing. If that means removing SDF's perms on the announcement channels or replacing your PR and marketing teams, then that needs to happen. However, this might not even be their fault. If they aren't given the opportunity and the direction and the tools and information necessary to do their job, they are going to fail. If SDF is not feeding his vision for the game to the teams, then everything is built on an unstable foundation. Everything. And that needs to be fixed and corrected immediately before any other changes. No more balance changes, no more updates, no more changes to anything before that vision is solidified and you have a hardened, unchangeable vision for 1.0 launch in your mind and on a board that everybody is working towards. Because if everybody's not working towards that singular goal, your whole project is going to fail. This needs to happen immediately. Just make sure that your goals, your visions, and plans for the game are being relayed to consumers. That's us, the customers. You have to relay this vision through your PR, marketing, and community management teams directly to the consumer. Step one in doing that is, in your first big project, should be formulating and solidifying an unchangeable roadmap to 1.0. Relaying that vision to customers is your highest priority. Otherwise, you won't have any customers anymore. People aren't going to buy into an idea that doesn't exist or keeps changing. People will leave. People are leaving. People have left. At one point, you had like nearly 100,000 concurrent players on a playtest that was only up for about a week on Steam. You're now down to 10,000 or below, and everybody knows that's not enough to continue the operations of a game and team this size. You're going to cost people, a lot of people, their jobs. You have to create this 1.0 roadmap and stick to it. The single task that should be your priority, that's the single task that should be your priority one objective. It should have been since the launch of EA, and I have no idea why it hasn't happened yet. Whoever is keep preventing that from happening needs to take a step back or be removed. I'm not calling for SDF to be fired. This game is his. This is his baby. This is his art. This is his idea. From the very beginning, it always has been. However, if SDF cannot properly manage his emotions and keep himself in check, then he needs to be limited in role and scope. Only at the high level. He possibly needs to be forcibly removed from things like the Discord and ways to relay information to consumers. Because if you don't lay down a clear direction for the game that you are willing to commit to, then there is something fundamentally flawed at the core of this game, and it's going to fail unless it's fixed immediately and by whatever means necessary. That's all there is to it. And you can agree with me or not. That's up to you. I am literally just trying to help. I always have been. Like, I don't know what else to do or say other than this. This is also partially a reason why I'm taking a step back from Dark and Darker and focusing on a lot of other things, just because you guys can't get your shit together. And this is a video I did not want to make. I don't like making this type of stuff. To the consumers, try to be good to each other, man. Like, we can't keep acting like this towards each other. You know, people are posting their opinions and ideas for how to make the game better, and they're getting shit on constantly. And that doesn't harbor the type of community that brings in new players. The average casual player and the average adult player very rarely interacts with things like Reddit and Discord and the community. And when they do, if they see it in a state like our community is in right now, they immediately leave. And sometimes they'll leave the game, even if they're enjoying it, just because the community is so toxic and they don't want to be a part of that. So we as a community have to understand our part in this and be better. Be better to each other. Be better human beings. Like, this cannot... If this is the way that we treat people, it's not a good sign. So be good to each other. I have a sign right behind me that says, be a buddy, not a bully. If you see somebody struggling, or if you see somebody that's not having fun in the game, reach out and try to help them. Don't troll them. I know trolling might get some people like some sense of satisfaction, but sometimes you have to put your own sense of satisfaction on hold to genuinely think about what your actions are doing to other people. Um, but yeah, that's it. You guys have a wonderful day. I'm gonna have this topic actually leads into my next video, which is going to be basically about how money ruins everything in video games. Um, I know a lot of people already know about that and as a general concept, but I think a lot of people don't know the scope and the behind the scenes of exactly how money is ruining everything in video games. And it all starts, of course, with AAA studios. That video also goes over what happened with Concord and they're in that situation. But yeah, if you're interested in that, like, subscribe, follow. I'm sorry if this is kind of a low energy video. In the middle of redoing my studio. We're making it into like a game room and studio. Um, and going through a lot of other issues. But thank you guys for sticking with me. Thanks for waiting for content. I know it's kind of slow. This isn't my only job. You know, I'm kind of just doing this because I want to as a hobby. Um, and thanks for the support. I'm going to have more information about my game, my studio coming very soon. Um, Also, I have a pretty cool announcement. I have officially quit vaping, um, quit smoking, which was a huge struggle for me. But I did it. Um, I had some help, but yeah, I did it, which was a small personal goal of mine. But yeah, thanks guys. Thanks for sticking around. Hope you had a wonderful day. Peace.